Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Alrighty, good evening, everyone. 7:45. You know what that means? Time for a little weather extra here. We're tracking, of course, snow that's moving into the area. Some solid bands have been arriving. We've been looking at snowfall rates, moderate to heavy at times over the last hour or so, just on time. Right on cue, we've been seeing some of those heavier bands move in around 7 p.m. Now, we'll be dealing with that for probably the next at least 2 hours before we even entertain a rain snow line. But that rain snow line is going to win out overnight. The primary concern into the morning hours will be freezing rain for some inland towns. So this one's going to be a little different than the last storm in the sense that we will see a changeover. The big question is, how long can we hold on to some of that snowfall? And I think many areas will get at least a few inches before we even introduce some of that rain moving in. So let's waste no time and take a look at our Naples Skycam. Thanks for joining us tonight on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. There's a live look at Naples here. And these roads have become snow covered over the last couple of hours. This was the time lapse, a little jumpy right there, but you see you go from pavement to snow covered roads in just about an hour. And that's where we are right now. Snowfall amounts, no changes from the last couple of days here. One thing we need to watch is when we do change things over. If for some reason wouldn't it be crazy if we didn't change over to rain? We'd probably get 2 feet of snow in Portland. I mean, at least 1.5 feet. But that's probably not going to be the case here, because we should see a changeover probably around 11 o'clock, somewhere in there, 10 to midnight. And we already just took a walk outside. We have about a half inch of snow on the ground at the studio here already. So we're probably going to end, my guess is we end up with around 3. I think Portland area gets about 3. The immediate coastline, we're already seeing some reports of rain mixing in coastal York County. So it's 1 to 3 inches. Some of the peninsulas there are about 1 to 3 inches there as well across mid-coast Maine. You head even just 10 miles inland, it's 3 to 6. And from there, we have a 5 to 9 that goes up to Augusta, Waterville, Lewiston, Sebago Lake area. It's one of those deals where the west side of Sebago Lake, that's lake's right in there. The west side of the lake, it gets up into the 5 to 9, but the east side of the lake probably is in the 3 to 6. And the mountains are going to get the jackpot. Western mountains of Maine, White Mountains of New Hampshire, northern parts of Maine. 8 to 12. There'll be some spots that get over 12 inches of snow there. All right, so we've had a pretty solid band of snow, visibility down to about a mile for many areas here. And we have a little break in the action just off to our west, and that will be replaced by another heavy band of snow. You see it developing down to Massachusetts. Right in there. There's probably some sleet mixed in with that one as well. But some solid rounds of snow are moving through. It looks like some mixing is possible here across over toward the Penobscot, actually mid-coast Maine from Casco Bay to Penobscot Bay. We've had some reports, actually got a report in Saco, right at the coastline here in Saco, of some rain mixing in here. Also got a report from Kennebunk of some rain mixing in, and also in, where else? Algonquin. So coastal York County, coastal Cumberland County has seen at least a little bit of rain already mixing in. And that rain snow line is going to work inland. I'll show you the overall setup here. It's kind of a similar setup to the last storm we have, but it's going to behave a little differently, and I'll show you why. We have one area of low pressure that's transferring energy to another one, which is out in here. Ooh, let's make that's too big. If this storm, like the last storm, was just a little bit further out in the ocean, we'd be looking at a much bigger snow event around here. But instead, it's kind of tucked in, and it's going to be tracking right over us, if not just off to our east. And that's just too warm to support a big snow event, or at least a snow event that's going to last for the entire region. There will be areas of Maine that get a huge snow event out of this one. It's just not going to be in southern and central Maine. Let's take a look at how this goes down into the morning hours. We see a transition over to rain. Areas that get the rainfall, we're probably looking at 1 to 2 inches of rain. I mean, this is not going to be great, simply because, we have snow-covered drains at this point. We need to keep an eye on the potential for some flooding on the roadways, clogged drains due to snowfall. I think we're going to get 1 to 2 inches of rain, so there'll be a lot of ponding in the roads here. The good news is the snowpack should probably soak up a lot of that rainfall, kind of sponge it up. But Greg was talking about. He's like, rake my roof off. It's probably a good idea. I mean, it's too late in the game to play it at this point. But areas that have 15 inches of snow on the ground, if you have that on your roof, you add an inch or two of rain on top of that, it's going to get pretty heavy. So that's something to be mindful of overnight into tomorrow. Primary concern into the morning hours, that pink color right there, that's probably freezing rain. Warmer air is coming in aloft. The big question is, at the ground level, can the temperatures budge? So freezing rain may become an issue for a while. I think all precip comes to an end by 10 a.m. Let's highlight 10 a.m. And to be honest with you, it's probably like 9 a.m. for a lot of towns. But by 10 a.m., I think the precip shuts down. Midday, the sunny breaks return. And we should see temperatures tomorrow try to make a run at the upper 30s to around 40. Temperatures may be tricky for some inland towns trying to warm up, though, overnight. Here we are at 9 o'clock tonight. This is about an hour from now, and I think this is handling it pretty well. There's a little bit of rain trying to mix in here across mid-coast Maine. Snowing at a pretty good clip elsewhere, though. So most of our snowfall accumulation along the coastal plain comes over the next 2 hours. After that, we're going to introduce a rain snow line. This is about midnight, and that rain snow line has penetrated the coast. That pink color is probably sleet and freezing rain. Also, the yellow and the green indicate some heavy rounds of rain. So it's probably in the mid-30s and raining at a pretty good clip in Portland at midnight tonight. Those of you back towards Sebago Lake, Lewiston, Augusta, Waterville, going up to the north side of Penobscot Bay into the Oxford Hills, Route 2 corridor, going back to the White Mountains in New Hampshire, it's going to be snowing at a pretty good clip still. That's, again, midnight. Let's take you to about 1 o'clock in the morning now, 2 o'clock in the morning. That rain snow line's trying to get up into Lewiston. I think that's about the time that it does reach Lewiston. You're probably going to transition over to freezing rain in Lewiston, and same in Augusta. Some heavy rounds of rain moving into Portland. That's indicated by the orange color you see right there, orange and yellows. So I feel pretty confident that we will be raining at least within the first 10, 15 miles of the coast. But and then freezing rain in that area is in the pink right there. And it's still dumping snow from the White Mountains in New Hampshire. There's the presidentials. We're probably bisecting. We're seeing that rain snow line approach the Route 2 corridor at this point. And this goes up into the Bangor area. And by morning now, let's take it about 4 o'clock in the morning. There's rain, the yellows and the oranges. That pink color is still some freezing rain. So that's probably the primary concern into the morning commute. My guess is there'll be a line running from the north side of York County right up into the west side of Sebago Lake, going up into Lewiston, Auburn area, maybe just north of you into northern Androscoggin County, northern Kennebec County. That area will probably be dealing with the potential for some freezing rain into the morning commute. So you see it right there. I think the modeling is a terrible idea. It has a hard time handling the temperatures, but some inland towns may have a hard time getting above freezing for a little while here. So something to watch into the morning, but looks like any leftover rain and inland freezing rain that starts to shut down probably around midday. In fact, it probably shuts down by 10 a.m. And the reason I said midday, I think some sunny breaks make an appearance. There we go. Some sunny breaks right there. I think afternoon temperatures will be in the mid to upper 30s. And it looks like the wind becomes a little active as well. Snowfall amounts, there it is again. We're looking at probably about 1 to 3 inches. Just joining us. Thanks for joining us tonight on the snowy night in southern and central Maine. We're talking just the immediate coastline here. You head inland just 10 miles or so. We're probably getting to 3 to 6. And it's one of those deals where the west and north side of Sebago Lake gets into the 5 to 9, and the south and east side of the lake gets into the 3 to 6. We'll have to see how that rain snow line behaves. If this rain snow line waits until midnight to move inland, Portland easily gets into the 3 to 6 and is on the upper end of that 3 to 6. Right now, I think it's around 3. I think the Portland area is around 3. But we'll see. We'll see where that rain snow line is. Let's meet back at on CBS 1311 at 11 o'clock and Fox 23 at 10 at 10. We'll have a better idea in about 2 to 3 hours where that rain snow line is. But I feel pretty good about Augusta, Waterville, Lewiston, north side of Sebago Lake, northern York County. And the mountains should get the jackpot. I mean, there'll be spots 8 to 12 plus in that area right there. And I didn't even have the wind on here. We're going to look at the wind in a moment. I have to go find that map. Hang tight for a minute. Let's look at the 7-day real quick. Rain ends early tomorrow by 10 a.m. Sunny breaks midday. Hey, for the first time in many weeks, we're not going to get a Friday storm. How about that? We've had a lot of Friday storms, partly sunny Saturday. That next system on Sunday is fairly weak, but I think there will be some light accumulations of snow during the afternoon. The coastal areas may get a little bit of rain with that. And then the next very weak system moves in Monday night. In fact, it's all at night. I think it's gone by Tuesday. And that should bring some snow, possibly some coastal rain. And Wednesday's worth watching. That one, I could see that one materializing into something bigger. Right now, it looks like probably snow and mix of the coast and then snow over the interior. But the colder air tries to get in with that midweek system. And those of you wondering where the cold air is, I mean, we've had some cold temperatures, but nothing extreme. We're seeing signs the first week in February could get pretty chilly in the eastern part of the United States. It'll be diving south into the northern plains over the next 2 weeks, but looks like early February, which is, well, coming right up, right around the corner. We're going to get some pretty cold temperatures making an appearance here. All right, I'm going to take this out of play mode here for a minute, and hopefully I'm going to find that wind graphic for you for a moment here. I want to show you where the strongest winds are going to be. We'll find it. So give me 1 second. And then we'll talk about some of your questions too, if you have some questions. What did I do with it? This is going to drive me. I should have already had this loaded in. I apologize. But this is Facebook. We can do anything we want. Okay. Yeah, this is what I want. Right here. All right. So let's see if this shows up. Yeah, we got it. All right. So our strongest winds are going to be across mid-coast Maine and down East Maine. Now, I don't think the winds are going to be extreme in southern central Maine. With that said, we'll probably get gusts to 30 miles per hour tonight and again tomorrow. Tonight, it's basically out of the east. And as we go into the morning tomorrow, that shifts over to the west. So we'll get 30 mile per hour gusts out of the west tomorrow. Even when we clear things out, we will get some stronger winds. But something to keep an eye on will be Knox County and southern Waldo County. In our area here, we have that wind advisory up for winds gusting potentially 40 to 50 miles per hour, and winds may gust to 60 miles per hour going down towards down East Maine here. So that's where a high wind warning is in effect. And you can kind of see where those winds are. Let me go ahead and show you this graphic here. Kind of doing this on the fly, so I apologize. But it looks as if our strongest winds, let's try to stop this right here. 6:30 in the morning. And this is the area that I just wanted to highlight for you. Notice across parts of mid-coast Maine and down East Maine, it's gusting to 40 to 50 miles per hour here. So best chance for power outages would be mid-coast and down East Maine where the wind advisory is, and also high wind warning. So there we go. So snow to rain, some freezing rain in the morning, strong winds, mid-coast down east. That's pretty much everything you probably need to know about the storm system here. Snow's coming down, Lori says. All right, up in Jackman. I like it. Do I expect widespread power outages? Maybe in the high wind warning area down east, mid-coast Maine, perhaps. But I don't think I expect widespread outages, Theodore. Snowing in Leamington. Thanks, Travis. Let's see. Good evening from Jackman. Hello, Lori again. Snowing in Clinton. All right. Thanks for all the reports, everyone. We have reports from Brewer and Clinton. Buddy says the Arctic jet is making its way southward. Yes. Yeah, you got to like that, right? Thanks, Buddy. Buddy's a weather enthusiast. I've heard from Buddy before. It's great to see you on here, Buddy. Thank you for checking in. February is, I know, Travis. I'm lost. What is February? Next week? You're right. Good night. I'll stay safe. Ashley says Topsom snow roads. Topsom is snowing. Roads are bad. Diane says thanks for the report from Topsom. Glad to be on the coast. Yeah, you'll probably get a few inches and then the changeover. I bet we're closing in on an inch in Portland already. My guess is we get 3. We'll see, maybe 4. But we have at least 2 more hours before we entertain that rain snow line. So we'll see. Eric says thanks. I'm going to say thanks right back at you, Eric. Thank you very much. Hope the snowblower can handle the slop. That's a good point because it will probably have a fair amount of rain on this as well. Those of you just joining us, let's take a look at that one more time. I have to do this on the fly here. My weather graphics are not in play mode, so I don't know where everything is. We'll go through time here on not that graphic, but this one. That rain snow line is probably going to start approaching coastal areas around 10, I think. That's 9:30. And it's more so around midnight that we really start to see it penetrate within the first maybe 10 miles of the coast. So that's about 12:30. So it's snowing at a good clip inland still. So let's see here. All right. Maureen says, in Windham, Monday, we had 15 inches. Now it's kind of freezing sleet and mist. Interesting. She got a little sleet mix in. That's a good report. All right. Appreciate that. Angel says, thanks for the update. Thanks for checking in, Angel. Appreciate it. Hello to Jason as well. 90 and sunny and Standish. I like it. Travis says hello. Kathy says she's glad we're not getting as much. Yeah, a lot of people probably are. You know, the mountains are going to get the jackpot on this one. So my kids love watching the news. Oh, well, thank you, Ashley, and thank your children for me. I appreciate that. We have Maurice from slowly in North Quebec. Snowing in North Quebec, perhaps. Thank you very much, Maurice. Appreciate it. Quebec, North Quebec. I like it. I want to go up to Quebec. I love Quebec City. My wife and I were up there this summer. We went up there for a Pearl Jam concert, and it was awesome. You don't realize how close Quebec is from Maine here. So it's fun to take a drive up there. It's been up there a few times, and always have a good time up in Quebec. Thank you for checking in, Maurice. Brenda says thank you. Thank you right back at you, Brenda. Jason says, I'm sure it'll be okay. I think it's a manageable storm for a lot of areas. You're right. What's going on in Sanford? Let's see here. What's going on in Sanford? I don't know. It should be snowing there. Anything else going on? Lots happening. Sanford's a fun place. Hello, and thanks for the info, Hannah says. Hello, and Cecil. My guess is you probably have moderate snowfall there. You'll change over to rain probably around 11, I think, 10 or 11. Just says hello from Naples. Hello, Naples. Hello from Jeff. I want to show you the Naples sky cam real quickly here. Let's take a look back. We started with the Naples sky cam. Let's go back to it. There it is. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Isn't that great? I don't see anyone on the roads. That's good news. That's a CBS 13 Naples sky cam. Snow-covered roads right there right now. So we'll leave it on that for a minute. No snow yet in Augusta, Ashley says. It's coming. Give it a little while. Union, it's coming down pretty good. St. Albans coming down good as well. It's not snowing in Hancock County. All right, we're getting reports from all over the state. I love it. Eastern Maine, far Eastern Maine, over in Hancock County. Thank you, James. So far in Berwick, no rain yet. Good to know, Lindsay. Appreciate that. Coming down pretty good in Litchfield. What do you think Gorham will get? I think Gorham gets into the 3 to 6, Jason. That's my guess. I just got a new report. Actually, 2 reports. Wow, this is interesting. Now we're seeing a mix with rain. I'm looking at it on my phone right here in South Portland, and we're seeing some rain. Yeah, 2 reports of rain in South Portland. So it's starting to penetrate the coast a little bit here. Coming down good in Litchfield. I like it. Thank you very much, Kirk. Our sports director, Dave Eade, will be interested to hear that report, Kirk. If you watch CBS 13, you know Dave reported from home for almost 2 years in Litchfield. And we'd say live from Litchfield. And we all get to report. Actually, I did weather from home. I did weather from my spare bedroom for 2 years. That was fun. Nice to be back in the studio as well, though. Coming down in Brunswick right now, Lois says. Thanks for the report, Lois. Sanford, snow and wind. Question mark. I was going to say, you're getting wind. You shouldn't be getting wind right now. All right, so wind is not going to be too much of an issue in your area. Sanford, I don't know. Sanford, I'm wondering about Sanford. I bet Sanford's like 3 inches, 3 or 4 maybe. 3 inches, I'm going to go with. Yeah, we have Sanford in the 3 to 6. So low end of the 3 to 6. How's that? But wind, I don't think it's much of an issue. When the storm clears out, Allie, I think it's probably going to get a little gusty around 30 miles per hour. Nothing we can't handle. I think the strongest winds are going to be mid-coast and down east. Where we heard from James earlier, James Buckley, where he's down in Hancock County. Let's see here. Here's James. I love when we get reports from all over the state. Thanks, James. You are going to get the strongest winds. How's that? And Ashley or Allie, you are not going to get the strong winds. Good evening from Sydney. All right, Barbie's reporting in tonight. Thank you. Hi from Bowdoin. Gregory says snow day tomorrow. I don't think we're going to get a snow day tomorrow. Good question. You know, my kids were maybe hoping for one. I said, yeah, going to school tomorrow. The only thing we need to keep an eye on will be maybe some freezing rain inland. I think there will be some freezing rain inland. I could see some delays, maybe some no. I'm not even going to go there. I was burnt about a month ago. I told my kids, I said, 2 inches of snow, you'll be fine. You're going to school. And they called it. It was probably the right decision, but I don't know. I'm very poor at predicting days off from school. So let's stay away from that. We have Maurice from Quebec again. Hi and good evening. Hello to you, Maurice. So I just went through the questions backwards. I should start at the top. So snow in Saco, Anthony says. What about North Waterford? North Waterford. Looks like you are probably going to be in 8 to 12. How's that sound, Liz? When does the wind stop? When will the wind stop? Oh, good question. Tomorrow evening. The wind, well, it's going to be a little gusty tomorrow evening, but I think overnight the wind drops off. And if we can get calm winds for a little while, Thursday night, Friday, it could get kind of chilly out there. Hello from Jay, Teresa says. Allie, thank you very much. I appreciate you checking in. Portland is riding the 3 to 6 line. Yeah, you're right. Portland is a sharp cutoff. I agree with you on that. Yeah, I might guess around 3, somewhere in there. Snowing in Lincoln, an hour north of Bangor. Yeah, I used to work in Bangor. I used to forecast for your area a long time ago. It's between, let's see, it's 2002 maybe? No, wait a minute. I can't remember. I used to work in Bangor years ago. I liked it. I love Bangor. Great spot up there. And so the reason I bring that up is I used to forecast for Lincoln. And they can often get just a little bit more snow than Bangor, I notice. Timmy says, the front end thump in Lewiston. Yes, it is. The front end thump. Oh, I like your doggy too. The front end thump. So the front end thump is just the front end of the storm, where we associate that with what we call warm air advection. It just pumps in really quickly some heavy bands of snow, and then it tapers off a little bit. So a lot of times we can get burned on the front end thump with some heavy snowfall, and let's hope that's not the case this time around. There's the rain snow line. It's pretty close. But just about everybody looks like they're reporting snow at this point. And I threw the temperatures on here too, just to show you what the temperature setup is. All right, yeah, so I got 2 reports now of rain in South Portland. And everywhere else I'm getting reports of snow, which is great, which is right on track. So let's meet back on Fox 23 at 10. I think we'll have a better idea of where that rain snow line is and how it's going to behave overnight around that time frame. And at Fox 23 at 10, CBS 13, 11. I know it's late, right? That's late. A lot of people don't want to stay up till 11 o'clock. I don't blame you. But if you do, we'll have some new updates. How's that sound? All right. Thanks for checking in tonight. We still have a lot of people checking in. I'm looking at this number. It's almost 200 people checking in. At one point, I saw over 300. So I appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. Hopefully this one will be well behaved, and we'll have more updates coming up a little bit later. All right. Take care.